First, I just want to say welcome. If you don't mind, just introduce yourself a little bit.
Yeah, word. I'm Seymour Perspective. I am a filmmaker and hip hop artist and spoken word poet and educator, and all kinds of things. I'm a graffiti hand stylist, uh, and I like to incorporate all of these things and if I'm into my filmmaking. So really glad to be sharing some work with you all this weekend.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about which film is yours and kind of how did the idea for that film come to you?
Yeah, word. So the short film is called Swampling Dark. This is for one specific song, Dark. And the whole project is inspired from the Swamp Thing comics, the Alan Moore
Mhm.
comics from the 80s.
Nice.
And so my partner Kat wrote their version of the story in the Minnesota wetlands with their own researcher and their own characters. And so like similarly, you have this researcher who is looking into affects how different private interest and corporation activity is affecting the wetlands in Minnesota, and they get killed for it essentially.
Mhm.
Um, and just really kind of the beginning of their journey as they take on the consciousness of all green life on the planet and become this embodiment of it, right? And they're almost like this, they're a swamp monster, but they're almost like a god of the green
Yeah.
as well. And so my job was to translate that and bring that to life. And we really wanted to have it be this cool, like horror vibe, but also retain this light and sweetness to it. So there's different elements you'll see, like obviously the green is there, and the green is a powerful force.
Hmm.
Um, and what you'll notice is a lot of red as well, and so you'll see the red encroaching on the green, and you'll see the green encroaching on the red, um, and you'll see a shadow with tinges of red or green following our main character, who is also played by the singer songwriter Cat Parent, who wrote the song. um, but so you'll see them, you know, on their journey of research through the Minnesota wetlands, and uh, depending on the moment, you'll see either the green or the red kind of encroaching its shadow over them, and they both kind of converge. Because the thing is, one is nefarious, but one is benevolent, and is kind of like
Hmm.
watching this spirit in the world who has this connection, to green space and to like truth and justice, really. And then you have
Wow.
the red that represents, private interest,
Hmm.
toxicity, but they converge because Cat Parent, this character that they portray, ends up being murdered, is representative of the red energies, right? And but then at the same moment, they're kind of taken into the green to become something new.
Hmm. Wow, man. Wow,
Yeah,
that's awesome. I will say I love the thought that went into that. Like, everything with all the colors and like the meaning for it. I love all of that. Let me ask you this. With
yeah,
all excited, it seems like this isn't just like a straightforward film project. You guys are involving a lot with the use of sound and visuals and
for sure.
even really just understanding context. So do
Yeah,
you look at Swampling Dark as more of uh a music video or as more of a short film?
that's a really good question, and it's right on the line. It's kind of like, as a hip hop artist, I produce
Hmm.
and everything, right? But I rap as well, and I also am a spoken word poet, and
Awesome.
so being on the line of those things kind of like either way could dip into either territory, and I feel similarly about this.
Hmm.
I really think about it as like an art film, or rather as a music video, as a narrative art film.
Yeah.
um,
Okay.
and so there's a longer intro, that is, ambient sound, and
Hmm.
and some different things going on with the character in the library,
Yeah.
which we shot in this old library space that my partner actually studied at. And we kind of like we did like this art heist. We like went in there and filmed, I don't know how much I should say, We went in there and filmed.
This is recorded.
Yeah, yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I think we're good.
You're good.
But yeah, so it was almost like documentary in that way too, because it was like
Mm-hmm.
just recording the space, and the space itself was so poetic. Like when you
Mm,
see the chain link fence indoors with rows of books and equipment and stuff behind it, I mean, that's its own poetry in terms of
mm-hmm.
knowledge being not even guarded, but like discarded and like
Mm-hmm.
kept away from folks, you know.
Yeah.
um and so their journey is really kind of like getting to the heart of that and opening it up, and of course that threatens their life, but
Mm-hmm.
it also liberates them, to to a new experience and to a new understanding uh, of how the world works in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. I love the way your brain thinks, man. I love the way your brain thinks.
Yo, thank you.
Well, I just have a one more thing to ask you. Is there any upcoming projects or anything else anybody else should be looking forward to? And if so, how can they get in contact with you
Yeah,
or get in
absolutely.
contact with you to see those?
Word, absolutely. So seemoreperspective.com, see with your eyes, see more perspective, 3 words. Um, and yeah, check that out. Stay tuned there. I'm working on a bunch of different projects. I am working towards making this Swampling project a larger
Mm-hmm.
feature. So this is just kind of like a chapter of it, which is why it's Swampling Dark. The whole thing will be
I get it.
Swampling, and so that'll be feature-ish, and I'm really looking forward to finishing that. We've shot all around Minnesota,
Mm-hmm.
um, and we had Cat in the bog, you know like
Nice.
nearly submerged, rising. So we had a lot of fun with it. So there's some, we're still recording some of the music and stuff, so putting
Awesome.
those pieces together as it comes. um, there's another joint that I have that is like a Star Wars. It's a Star Wars toy short film,
Mm-hmm.
with this story, and we shoot it really intimately. And a friend of mine watched it, and they were like, at first I was like, where did they get these life size? Like they understood they were action figures, but they thought they were like life size action figures, right?
Oh,
Um,
nice,
and
nice.
so that's from a different project of mine, from a hip hop album I did called Edgar Allan Poe Dameron. And so you could check that out. Find me streaming everywhere. Um, Reach out at Seymour Perspective at Gmail. Instagram is at underscore, I'm sorry, at Mr. MR underscore Seymour. Again, see with your eyes more. Um, and I just have a lot coming up. So forgive me if I if I don't give you more, but
No, no, you're
tune
off.
in,
That's
right?
fine, man.
And
That's
Patreon, of
awesome.
course. Find me on
For
Patreon.
sure. For sure. For sure, man. All right. Well, I just want to thank you so much for taking this time just to talk with us about this about the film festival and everything. Really
Yeah.
appreciate this time. Great to hear too all the work that went into it, man. Keep pushing with that. And
Thank you.
unless you have any other questions, man, I hope you have a great rest of your day.
No, that's it. Thank you so much for taking the time to build a little bit. And
Of course.
I love the community aspect of this. So let's continue to build. And
Yes,
like
sir.
I say, let's fuck around and find out something beautiful.
Hey, I could have said it better myself, man.
Word. Thanks. Peace.